CptainCrunch here. I wanted to write earlier a continuation of my previous blog write-up about what could make the next Battlefield a better Battlefield. And I left off with Togetherness. And what I was talking about in the blog was how Battlefield has evolved over the years from just being conquest uh, only with a standard mode to now we have all these different game modes, all these DLCs, all these different configurations, all these different map types, uh, all breaking up the community a little more at a time. And the problem with that, of course, is uh, when you're someone like me that buys the DLC or premium for all the maps and everything, when you have that, those maps tend to only stay up long enough for people to download the unlocks or unlock the unlocks and badges and whatever like that, and then the server owner goes back to regular modes because, contrary to popular belief, it's not even close to 50% buy all the DLC in a community. Some there's no official that have found, no official number of how many people buy premium or the DLCs, but the estimate is between 30 to maybe 40% of the entire gaming population in a game, and so the vast majority of people play vanilla, and I totally understand server providers are selling their servers to admins who want to keep the server full. And so when we flip over to the Battlefield 4 map, the multiplayer breakdown, you have every time someone checks one of these boxes, you're excluding something from your checkdown list. And so as these DLCs grow and as these game modes uh, grow and then even region filters are expanded, that is less and less to select from. In this example, I have an official and a ranked. I have all the maps selected: normal, infantry, custom, and classic in the North America region. And so by running the filter, it's quite a few maps, and you see all kinds of players on all kinds of different sizes: rush, conquest, large, uh, regular conquest, because conquest large just isn't enough. And air superiority, I'm really surprised to see that one. I thought that mode was dead. Um, Again, here's a team deathmatch. And so what happens with all this DLC and all these options, which a lot of them are important, uh, but with all this going on, is when you buy just a game mode, say Dragon's Teeth, and you apply your filter, here's what you get. That huge list of maps are suddenly down and limited. And one thing that I am glad that DICE is giving away DLC because of the upcoming Battlefield 1, that these maps are now becoming more popular. A couple months ago, I'd be lucky to find two maps. And so to top it all off, the game mode Chain Link is a Dragon's Teeth only game mode. And so out of all these, if I chose Chain Link only, one whole server in the entire United States is playing that mode. And so you're paying for a DLC or a game mode or what have you, and that is what you get in the end because of all these divisions going on. And I feel that it would be better is if these game modes and options are across all maps. So Chainlink would not be a Dragon's Teeth only, but would be across all the game maps. I also feel, and this isn't very popular because it's going to take away, but I also feel there should be a limit to game modes. There are entire game modes that are dead. Again, so air superiority, chain link. Let's take off Dragon's Teeth here, make it default. two whole maps or servers, two whole servers out of all of North America running two game modes. The game modes are practically dead. And it's nice to have them up right now and everything, but when they were first released, month or two, it was nonstop. You could find maps, game modes anywhere. And so having this huge list of specific things uh, just further separates the community. And there are some great game modes, and there are some that aren't so great. Same thing with the maps. So, what I would like to see in the next Battlefield are a smaller number of very popular game modes. And I like to play team deathmatch a lot myself, uh, but I would rather give up team deathmatch so that more players could enter these other game modes. Same thing with tick rate. I think having 3 tick rates versus 4 is plenty, way more than enough. Um, Now, my other unpopular belief is I believe that in today's age and pricing, that the ratio of DLC purchases versus vanilla purchases, I believe that it may be time that the price of a video game go up so that everyone gets all the maps. And you might be thinking, "Oh, Crunch, but the price! Oh, I can't spend $60 more for that." I'm not talking another $60 like premium and the map. I'm talking something reasonable. If only 30 to 40% are buying the DLC, okay, so you think about those dollar figures. Now imagine 100% buying the DLC instead. Okay, so you're going from 30 to 40 to 100%. That is a 60% increase, assuming it's 40. If you want to be lower, it's a 70% increase. So instead of it being a $40 premium or a $20 DLC or whatever, uh, EA lowers the cost some and everyone gets it. You want the Battlefield experience? This is the experience. All the maps, all the game modes on all the maps. And so instead of a $60 vanilla game, you pay an $80 game that is guaranteed all the map releases. And so another argument against that, and we've seen these in the forums, I'm sure you have as well, but another argument against that is, well Crunch, then they won't make maps. Well, that's part of the agreement. See, that's the EA thing. That's a company thing. Is okay. Look, we're raising the cost of this game, and we're promising you 4 or 5 more DLCs that will contain 4 or 5 more maps across it, or even if it was just 3 maps, and all the maps get additional modes. And so if you want unlocks, if you want uh, things like that, everything qualifies. The unlocks aren't all stuck in Dragon's Teeth, and then you can't find a server to play Dragon's Teeth to unlock things. That's a problem I'm facing in Hardline, because the game is so dwindled down. There's so few servers, and so this whole every feature being the separation, you're narrowing that down. Now you have 100% player base playing all these maps. You have fewer checkboxes to select. You have fewer options in that, and it's not that options are necessarily going away. It's being expanded, and it's being brought across the whole thing. And I understand, oh, higher cost, and I can't afford that, and all that type of stuff. You know, I've been hearing that back in BF2 when Special Forces was being released, and everyone complained about Special Forces. Oh no, it's a whole separate game. I can't pay another $60 for another game. And people bought it, and people played it, and there were not as many servers as standard BF2, but people still did it. And it's not impossible. It's some additional funds. And yeah, it's going to hurt some people, some I suppose, but look at how much more you're getting, especially if you're going to buy the DLC anyway. So you get all this together. So anyway, about all this togetherness, my point is, um, there should be some fewer modes across all maps. There should be better configuration um, between regions and options and all these options. Another point I brought up looking at the bullet damage and health and all this type of stuff. This is another thing about when I talk about servers having certain features locked down. Um, if player health is being adjusted, is that an official or ranked server feature? No, it should be a private feature or an unranked feature. So if I'm selecting this, why is this even necessary to do? It's just things like that. Let's clean this up. Let's do something beyond that. And but in any case, Battlefield 1, it's rumored that it's not going to be part of Battle Log anyway. So there's no telling what we're going to see. Maybe they're going to bring this all together. I also noticed that Battlefield 1 is quite a bit higher in cost than previous Battlefields. We'll open that up and look at this here. So this is overall some of the points about the togetherness. By having all these features, everyone's being separated, and the list is getting smaller and smaller for certain things. Um, let's pull up Battlefield 1. Oh look, and Second Assault's free now, so that's something good there. So the standard edition, $60. That wasn't there when I looked at it last. Um, when I looked at it last, it was 80, and this was the only one available, and that's $60. Um, so now that I see this, that's probably not going to be an option. Um, but I would like to see an $80 full version everything, and if people want the early edition, deluxe, super duper edition, you pay $100 and you get a whole bunch of skins, you get a whole bunch of battle packs or whatever they're going to call them now, and you get your early access and a 1 week early play and whatever else you want on that. Um, but I'm just had enough. These are really good maps. They're a lot of fun to play. Um, some of these here are pretty good. Some I don't like. I hate the China Rising maps. Just hate them. Um, and so much China Rising was free and at the beginning and was deluxe edition and such, and so you have quite a few China Rising maps. Let me make sure I don't have any other filters on that. So you still have quite a few compared to other. Let's see, Second Assault. Now that it's free, let's see here. Yeah, look at that. Second Assault growing like that. You just wouldn't see that before. Uh, Dragon's Teeth was made free though. And it's kind of sad that it's decreased quite a bit. Um, so anyway, to narrow this all down, that's my point about togetherness. We have so many features, so many game modes, so many maps, so many DLCs that are just separating the community, and you end up with a bunch of servers with one or less players. Hardline having such a low player count, that's something that you see very easily. You know, I have to I have North America, South America, and Europe on for normal and custom mode. All game modes, all every. As little as possible. And this is everything that I get. And anything beyond 150 ping, to me, it's just not playable. So 5. The player count is just so many servers are just one player. if these servers were off, or if the maps and modes and such, if you just wanted, say, conquest large, no servers found. So let's see, no servers found. So let's see, Hotwire is always a popular one. If no servers are found there, something else is going on. All right. Well, anyway, I'm not going to spend any more time on this. You get the point. With all these features and options that are going on, togetherness just isn't there. So thank you all for listening. Apologize that there hasn't been a blog in a while. I've been trying to get this in writing, and I just couldn't do it. So I'm talking about it instead. You all take care, and feel free to look me up for a game, and talk to you next time.